order is from California Pizza Chicken. California Pizza Chicken. What's up guys, welcome back to the video. Today I'm going to be talking about why you don't want to accept certain orders, and I'm going to be very specific on these orders that I don't accept. I was just sitting here thinking of what should I talk about in today's video, and then I got the perfect scenario of why you don't want to accept every order. Now I always tell people, like, you want to set a standard like $1 per mile, or you want to set a certain amount of money that you want to make on every single order. So you always have to have standards, because if you just accept everything, I gave you a perfect example the other day when I accepted all orders. It was a shit show. I did an order for like $2.50. It was terrible. So we're going to talk about why you want to be very specific on the amount of orders that you do. And for this reason, basically the more orders you do in an hour, the more money you're going to make. It doesn't have to be broken down in an hour. The more Doordash orders that you can do in a day, the more you're going to make. It's pretty obvious. So you try to make these as efficient as possible. So for example, an order that just popped up was from Outback Steakhouse, $8.50. I think it was about 5 miles or so. I wanted to do that order because it looked pretty simple, except I'm dashing in the very southeast part of Vegas right now. If I was to accept an order that took me from here 5 miles the opposite direction to the west, that is, I'm on the very edge, the very west part of my dashing area. So if I go any further west, I have to drive all the way back. And sure, it looked like it was an order that was like on the freeway. It wasn't that big of a deal, but also I do know that that is an apartment area. It is an area I don't want to go to. Plus 5 miles that way means I gotta drive 5 miles back, which means I'm actually driving 10 miles, and I can't get any deliveries when I'm dashing out of my area. I don't believe that they do that yet. I think you have to only be in your area when you can get orders. So taking that order would have taken quite a bit of time, just because I gotta drive all the way there. Like, take out the apartment like factor, but like just the fact that I gotta drive all the way there and then all the way back just to get orders, that's one order where it's gonna take me 20 minutes to drive over there, pick up the order, get there, and then I'm gonna drive another 10-15 minutes back. Therefore, that is a 35-minute order, puts me under less than 2 deliveries that I can do in an hour. Something I'm not gonna wanna take. Another thing is apartment complexes. That's something I always zoom in on. Like, if I see an order and then I see that it's delivering to a busy street, I almost always know that it's gonna be apartment complexes, because apartment complexes generally are always on big streets, like the big streets in Vegas. All the streets go either north and south, or east and west. They're all like pretty much a T. So you know, if any of the orders are on like a big street, you know that you're gonna be delivering to an apartment complex. And when you go to apartment complex, let's just like walk you through it. You get there, you have to look at the map, if there is a map. Sometimes they don't have a map, and sometimes the map is impossible to read, okay? So you get there, you have to either, sometimes they don't even have a gate code, like the person forgets to type in the gate code. That's another factor, which makes it annoying. So you get there, let's start the clock now. You get there, it took you 15 minutes to get there. Then you gotta drive to the person's house. So you gotta look at the map. Generally takes you about a minute or so to figure it out. Even if you figured it out on the map, to be honest, maybe I'm not the smartest person in the world, but even if I know exactly where it is on the map, I can still not always find it, because I've never been in that apartment complex before. So you're sitting there driving around. Then when you do find their area, which sometimes can be very hard, because you're like looking at all the buildings, and sometimes they don't put the building numbers very well. It's just like super annoying. Anyways, you find their place. Then you gotta find parking, because apartment complexes generally don't have the best parking situations. But let's take that out. Maybe they do have a good one. Even then, you gotta get out of your car, you gotta walk either like around a building or up a bunch of stairs. Could take a lot longer, and then you've gotta drive back to your car and then get out of there. That's an extra 5 minutes. Sometimes it even takes up to 10 minutes, I swear. Okay, getting a quick order. Gonna pause this conversation. Samurai Sam's, 8.4 miles, $7.50. Delivers to a nice area, but it's more than $1 per mile, or less than $1 per mile. Not gonna take it. Yeah, deny. On to the next one. So apartment complexes are just gonna screw you up quite a bit. Another thing is like hotels. If you don't live in like Las Vegas like I do, you probably don't have as big of an issue of driving to hotels, but like if you ever see that it's to a hotel, it is taking me like, hotel is the absolute worst place you could ever go. If you deliver to a hotel, you have to find parking, you have to get out, you have to walk all the way to their room, which is very, very far generally. You gotta find parking and like parking structures and that kind of stuff. Usually takes quite a while. So I always try to avoid hotels. That's like the worst place you could ever go to. Get another order from Panda Express. $6 for 1.9 miles. All right, so that's an order that I will take, for one, because it takes me back towards my house. It's $6 for only 2 miles. Like, that's not a big deal. Whatever, so I'm gonna accept it. Normally I like to stay above $7, but if I only have to drive 2 miles and it's literally like right there, like I'm gonna drive 0.5 up this way and then another mile back south, I'm pretty much already in the area and I'm right next to the mall, which is where I like to park because like there's so many places to do Doordash in here. This is the ultimate spot. I've gotten like 5 orders since I logged in like 5 or 10 minutes ago. So we're gonna drive over to Panda right now and then we're gonna continue this video on. But that's, I just wanted to jump right into that because that is gonna be the topic of today's video. So I'm not wasting anyone's time really. Question of the day. What is the most amount of money that you guys have made in one day of doing deliveries? Most amount of money, I don't care how, like if you had to do multiple apps at once or what, was it Super Bowl Sunday or what? How much money have you made in one day of doing dashing? Comment your answers down below. I want to hear from everyone. All right, as we're driving over here, this is the reason why I park in the mall, because I got another Doordash order. We're gonna see if we can add a double order. It is $4 for, it looks like it's in the same parking lot. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can read that or not, but it is literally in the same parking lot. I hate accepting anything for $4, but I'm going to do it because that would give me, oh, they're literally in the same exact spot. I think they might have added on an extra delivery to their order or something, because that is literally the same restaurant to the exact same spot. So what I was about to say though, what I wanted to talk about was double orders are getting a little crappy. Like they used to be really good and I used to always want to take the double orders, but here's why I don't. Because I generally feel like if an order is so low paying, like it's like $2.50 or $4 or something like that, most dashers, especially if they watch my YouTube channel, are not accepting these orders. They just, I mean, you know not to accept a cheap order like that because you're gonna waste all your money. So what happens is DoorDash tries to add on those deliveries to secondary orders like what they just did for now, like adding it on. Because most people are gonna think, ooh, I just wanna make extra money. Sure, no problem. But a lot of times, those orders can take up quite a bit of time. They can be way totally out of the way. So watch out for those orders. Yep, so after reviewing that order, they both go to this guy named Ed R, which means, yeah, he totally ordered DoorDash twice. Fortunately, he probably wasn't able to go back and he just wanted to add on like one order, which is, yeah. So it happens, but yeah, so we're gonna make 10 bucks on this order. Yeah, let's do this. All right, so I'm an idiot and I don't even listen to my own advice. I was too busy talking to you guys. And then I realized that both of these orders go, this is what I'm talking about, go straight to an apartment complex. It's on Las Vegas Boulevard. Like I should have known that. Like obviously it's gonna be to an apartment complex. It's not just any apartment complex. It's like the biggest apartment complex in this area. It's called Worldmark. So I'm going to be taking a while delivering this order. All right, so see you guys there. All right, check out these two apartment complexes. All right, so if you just look at those apartment complexes, look at how far you would have to walk in order to deliver that sometimes. Like sometimes they come down and pick it up. Those are always nice. But sometimes you gotta walk, like you gotta take an elevator up like 20 something stories or even farther sometimes. You gotta walk generally pretty far. Like you wanna try to avoid those places because if you just had to walk up to someone's doorstep and drop it off real quick, that takes like 10 seconds each way versus like checking in sometimes, and you gotta say, oh, you're a Doordash, and then you gotta wait for them to come down, or you gotta walk all the way up to their room. It just takes a lot of time, you know? So I always try to avoid apartment complexes. Obviously today I was not paying attention, but yeah, I just saw really low mileage, which in this order isn't bad, because I got lucky and it's paying me 10 bucks now to do one delivery, essentially 2 though. But I got really lucky because I would have had to, I mean, it's not that bad of a deal though. Either way, it's 3 bucks a mile, so not too big of a deal. Either way, probably should have checked, and I would have probably noticed that it was 2 apartments, and I know this is a big apartment complex. You even have to go to security as well. I forgot to mention that. So just timing this to see how much extra time, rather than if this was a house, I would have already been done with the order. I had to spend about a minute and a half waiting for the check-in person to actually like check me in, because I'm from Doordash and I'm just like a random person delivering. So it's probably gonna be around 5 to 10 minutes because this building is gigantic, and I'm gonna have to walk really far, and I'm gonna have to look for a building number or like a apartment number that I don't know. So here's enough complaining about apartments. I will be right back after I deliver this. We'll see how long it actually takes. Okay, real quick before I go in, these masks, I always leave them on my seat, and then I put food on top of them. In this case, I put Panda Express right on top of my mask, and now my mask smells like Panda Express. All right, just a quick update on how long that took. It was about 12 minutes from the moment that I got to the gate to the moment that I parked or went through security, parked, went up an elevator 3 stories, walked about like 200 or so feet to their room and back, and did all that. So it took about 12 minutes, and I think I'm pretty quick. So yeah, just saying those things like add up. But we did just accept another order. I zoomed it in and made sure that it's something that I wanted to accept. Just because I didn't want to do another crappy order. This one wasn't bad though. I mean, I made 10 bucks. It was pretty simple, just a little bit of walking. But this next one goes from the mall, which is where I usually park anyways. It's one of the 2 malls that I park at, and goes all the way back towards my house, which is actually super convenient because I wanted to go home anyways. This will be my second order of the day. I usually just try to do 1 or 2 a day. So this may or may not be to an apartment complex. It looks like it might be, but the fact that it was literally taking me right back to my house was kind of the reason why I accepted it. Plus it's $9, it's over $1 a mile. So it's something I accepted. Hopefully it's not a crappy apartment order, but if it is, oh well. So let's go do this one. So like I've said many times before, DoorDashing is basically like strategic gambling with like some strategy, you know? Like it's not straight up gambling, because you can come up with pretty good ways to like make good money, but like it is basically strategic gambling, because I'm basically guessing if this is gonna be a good order or not. And there's so many factors, like I take so many factors into consideration whenever I'm doing DoorDash. Like sometimes I'm like, oh, that's an area that usually has like double orders because it's in like a popular area. Or oh, sometimes like it's a really expensive order. Obviously I'm gonna take that one. But yeah, there's just so many factors that come into play. So I'm just trying to point out all the factors that possibly can to you guys. If you check out all the rest of my videos, I'm sure you'll learn quite a bit on how to make more money doing this kind of stuff. That's all I'm trying to share with you guys, is trying to like help you guys out through like my own mistakes, and like you live and you learn, you know? So just trying to highlight all of my mistakes that I do, and hopefully help you guys out a little bit. So if you enjoy that kind of stuff, please smash that like button real quick and help this video out. It helps on the YouTube algorithm. It helps my channel out. I love when I see like a bunch of likes and no dislikes. It helps me out a lot, especially for making these kind of videos. So if you like that at all, please consider giving this video a like and subscribe if you haven't. All right, let's do this last order and then I'm outie. All right, just picked up the orders from California Pizza Chicken. California Pizza Kitchen. And let's see if it is going to an apartment or not. It's relatively expensive. It's $36 for the bag. And it is going to, yes, it's going to apartments. It says Suite 1032. So, yeah. Not a big deal, I guess, because I'm already going pretty much that way anyways, towards my house, or maybe I'll even go to the gym, not sure. All right, and guys, that is going to wrap up our video. Another quick, easy delivery. Actually, I only had to walk about like, you probably can't see that, probably about like 50 to 80 feet or so. So not really a big deal. So it's pretty hit or miss on apartments, but it did take me, I had to drive around the entire apartment complex to find this place, so it did kind of take me a while just to find the actual apartment number. But yeah, so anyways, yeah, thank you guys for watching. That's all I got for you today, but thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.